guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber First Kyuujin cosplay, and today we're back out with you guys with Vikings.
For the last time, we're saying goodbye to the show. We're gonna watch some tributes today. We have 3 tributes, 3 videos basically that we're gonna upload today. And we have one for Ivar that you guys recommended, one for BJORN that you guys recommended, and one for the entire show that was also done by the guy who did, the guy or the girl, I don't know, Zurich, the guy or the girl that did the one for Ragnar that we reacted to back in the day. So we're also looking for maybe one for Lagertha, potentially in the future. So if you have a recommendation for one Lagertha tribute, just write it down. But in the meantime, we're gonna watch these 3 tributes, and we'll start with what? Just give one. Ivar, BJORN, or the whole show?
BJORN.
We'll start with BJORN.
Let's end with the whole show, okay?
Okay. We'll end with the show, yeah, good idea. So, I mean, it was done by VCreations. It's called BJORN IRONSIDE Greatness. I'm not gonna cry today, I swear. Let's just jump into this. Let's see some kid BJORN and some very young BJORN, and before he started fucking everyone. And let's see some epic BJORN and be sad.
Alright.
Let's go.
You should never have called me that. Don't you what? Ironside. As if the gods are protecting me. I have lost 3 things. My mother. You murdered my mother! Our mother! Of course I'm going to kill her! You killed my mother. You killed a part of me too. My son. Oh, come here! Fitzwick, did you hear him too? Yes. Another card of no way. There will come a time when you will be responsible for our people. It's when your time comes, you must lead with your head, not with your heart. We have achieved my father's dream. We have the legal right to the land and to farm here. You know this was always my dream. Let's put aside our differences for the sake of our father. For the sake of our father's legacy and everything he believes in. If Ivar wins, Ragnar's dream is a
Lots of visuals in this show.
do not put our people's lives at risk.
Once more, brother will fight against brother. The world will be wrecked.
And it seems the only thing that really kept the sons of Ragnar together was the death of their father. What will become of us? You really wish to know? I am not afraid. I am not afraid. In the name of Odin!
He was badass. Like him or not, like, he was fucking epic.
Of my father!
Like Father Alexander.
I am the leader of this great army. And you will obey me! Kill them! We fight. That is how we win. And that is how we die.
Oh, young BJORN! With the toupee!
You plan to die!
The editing is so fucking good.
You know who I am! I am BJORN IRONSIDE, son of Ragnar! BJORN IRONSIDE.
Ragnar Lokraraganta.
They call him BJORN Ironside.
How happy I am to see you. I grew up with many of you. You were my neighbors, my friends.
BJORN reminds me of Odin's favorite son, Baldur. He's difficult to kill.
Who sent you?
Perhaps the gods are protecting him.
We believe that the gods are with you.
Your son will live beyond his 20th year.
The axe and the sword will not easily cut him.
Since no axe,
He had
spear,
fucking
or blade could touch my
weight
son
on his
today,
shoulders
you will
with
not
that
be known
name.
as BJORN IRONSIDE. I know. They say that you are protected by the gods, and therefore indestructible.
Taught him to fight.
Who can kill him? But I don't think so. I think you bleed like any other man.
He does.
Any other man.
Seems the gods brought us together again, my brother.
Forward!
God, we're reaching his death and I'm not ready again.
gods abandoned you a long time ago, my brother. There's no way you can hide.
I remember when we watched that episode, I thought at first that Iva was the one to stab Bjorn. I know now that
Well, he was.
No, we
Where
were
do
the
you
one
want
to
to
stab
fight?
Bjorn.
Yes, he was
What are you
there.
fighting for? That. Your mistakes are yours, and so are your successes.
You're a great man, but even great men make mistakes.
They are here. Or else you cannot defend Kattegat.
Not unless more of Norway's rulers answer his summons.
How large is their army? The army is vast.
Oh, so
5
fucking
hours with
badass.
They say you killed him yourself.
Not possible to kill Bjorn.
I fear I will not live to see our child. Just as I will never be able to make amends for all my mistakes now. All the wrongs I have done. All the hurt I have caused.
My heart is breaking.
Are you ready to receive your armor and become a man?
Yes,
And what does a man do?
he fights.
The older graphics.
He looks after his family.
I need you to help me put my armor on one last time and fetch my sword. We need you. I need you to live. To lead us. Your name alone is worth 100 warriors. No, 1,000 warriors. Vidite! Myrtova! It's impossible. I told you, Ivor, you can't kill them.
And so it happened. The kings and queens, the jarls and earls of Norway, answered the summons of Bjorn Ironside. For he was truly the king of all Norway. And no one else could have united all his people and brought them to victory over the Rus. Your king, Bjorn. King. Cut, cut.
Hail King Bjorn!
Even in death, Bjorn Ironside was victorious, which is one reason his name will never be forgotten. He was the son of Ragnar, but in some ways even greater than Ragnar. Farewell, Bjorn Ironside. Farewell.
Oh, it wasn't easy to watch the first time, his death. It's still not easy to watch the second time. Although I'm not a crying mess like I was back then. He looks like her brother, guys. You have no idea. Although it might be because like I've made this idea in my mind, you know, that Sam, our brother, looks like him.
No, it does.
And now I see him every
he
time.
does have similar features, yeah.
Right? Like I should share a photo of our brother. Like if I find a photo online that actually fits with, you know, one of Bjorn's faces, I'll try to show it. But with a
Alexander
beard,
Ludwig?
yeah, with a beard and, you know, bald, Jesus, Jesus. I'll try to share a photo, but
There's a thing that popped in my mind that when he was young, Ragnar told him what a man was. Someone who fights, someone who is strong, someone who takes care of his family. And we know that throughout the Bjorn had many problems with taking care of his family. With his first child, Siggy.
with his kids, period.
Well, yeah, with his kids.
With his wives.
Yeah. But I think that at the end of his life, he technically did care of his family, he took care of his people, since he was king of all Norway. He stand for them, he stayed with them until he's dead, and he was the
Yeah. He was a king.
the motivation for them to fight against the enemy.
I'll say this about Bjorn. You just said that, you know, Ragnar told him what a man should be, he should do, take care of his family, have a family, the legacy, you know, have kids that will carry on your name and stuff. That's part of what people expected him to do, but I don't think Bjorn was ever made to have a family. Like, I don't think he wanted one, and I don't think he wanted to keep one, because every time he settled, he would look somewhere else. So that definitely is one of his weaknesses, you know, having a family and keeping it. I don't think he was made to settle anywhere. He wanted to travel. He wanted to explore. And the family kept him, and I mean, you should never really say that about a family, but in his case, it's kind of true. The family kind of kept him chained to a life of normalcy, which he did not want. And then later on, the crown kept him chained to a life of responsibility, which he maybe was not ready for, but he still took on that challenge. And if we take that aside, it's a huge part of his persona, you know, the mistakes he made, of course. Like, I actually responded to a comment today about this, how Bjorn, you know, made so many mistakes that at one point you don't really care about him, you know, because it's mistakes after mistakes. It's going with one wife and then going with another. Like, and I do remember saying I was done with that storyline when we watched it. And I know other characters also made mistakes, but...
To be fair, though, if we do compare that character trait to any person that we know in real life, we knew people who made many mistakes, who did not want to change their
their lifestyle.
And after a while, we were just done with them.
Well, that's,
you know?
yeah, but
so
we're
that's,
talking about...
So that basically just the same thing.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Some people would say that, you know, they don't care about Bjorn because of all these mistakes. And it's definitely a side of his character I really did not like. But I choose, especially when he died and, you know, when he was fighting, that was the side of him that I like to follow. And that's the side of him that I chose to remember mostly. You know, the kid that saw his parents go through their struggles and then had to find a way to go through his own struggles. And just like the other sons of Ragnar, he had to deal with carrying on the legacy of his father, which was a huge burden. It's a weight on his shoulders. And I think this tribute did it well in the beginning. He had also another weight on his shoulder, kind of like Ivar, but we'll talk about Ivar in his tribute. Kind of like Ivar, he had the weight of his name to, you know, carry with him. He's Ragnar's son, but he's also Ironside. You know, he was saying in the tribute, and it's true, he told his father, you should have never given me that name because I get hurt. But then people keep saying it, oh, you're favored by the gods protect you, you don't get hurt, you're the fighter, you're a hero, you're better than Ragnar. Like, the legacy became so strong that he had to kind of keep it up all this time. You know, he couldn't fail, he couldn't afford to fail because everyone looked at him as Ironside, and they expected greatness from him, but he's just human. So it's incredibly epic that a human, I mean, we're talking about a TV show, but still, it's incredibly epic and incredible that a human boy, if you think about it, he wasn't that old, managed to not only survive and go through his own grief with, you know, the death of his parents, and he did lose his family over and over again. And yes, sometimes it was his own making, but other times it wasn't.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of loss, and he fought his brothers, and he basically saw his family be destroyed for the sake of his people, and still he chose to protect his people and fight for them and suffer for them, and he stood for them in the end. And I think that's what makes this character so great. I choose to, you know, look at this instead of look at the mistakes and remember this side of Bjorn, because that side was fucking epic. We can't say otherwise.
Yeah.
And it must have been pretty lonely and pretty difficult to carry that name as well as the legacy of Ragnar on his shoulders. He was the eldest, you know, he was the one that you know, was already fighting with Ragnar when the other boys were still kids. He's the one that spent the most time with Ragnar. He's the one that everyone expected to be just like Ragnar. You are supposed to take on the legacy. Yes, the other you know, sons basically fought each other to say, you know, who's supposed to carry the legacy.
Yeah,
there was a fight about that.
Compared to them, he went with Ragnar to Paris to the first battle in Wessex. So he was with him through so many important battles.
And I feel like Ragnar taught him more. Because of that, you know, they spent more time together, so he got to teach him more. So maybe that didn't, you know, it doesn't matter who Ragnar wanted as his, you know, as his legacy. It doesn't matter. What matters is how Bjorn saw it, and I think he expected to be the one to, you know, carry Ragnar's legacy because of you know, how old he was compared to the others, and because of his connection with his father and how much time he spent with him, and because of the name he gave him, you know, all of that, he kind of put himself up there, and he had to stay there, and it must have been incredibly difficult. And I respect a lot I respect that side of him, and I think that I think the tribute did a very good job at showing this side.
Question for you though: do you think that the fact that his first wife, his first love, Thorin,
Left.
do you think that maybe afterwards he decided to just don't really bother with the second and third and fourth wives?
I don't know. He didn't treat his daughter very well, but then the mother left when she was a baby, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it broke him, although we'll never know if he would have acted differently. He was still young, his father was still around, his mother was around, like everyone was around to tell him how to act as a family man, you know. He had to basically do things the right way, and then she left, and it took him a while to find someone else, you know, that was, you know, serious with him. It was Torvi the next one, right? Torvi was the next one.
Torvi, yeah.
And she was around for a while, Torvi, before he
got kids with her.
And then after Torvi, that's when he really started going from woman to woman. And
yeah, but we did say that maybe
he would have done that with
when he was young. The fact that his father cheated on his mom, his family dynamic that he was when he was younger, might have influenced what he was in the future.
But then you would expect
people tend to keep those when they were young into the adult life.
Yeah, but considering how he reacted to this and how he fought Ragnar over this, I would have assumed that he would have been different. Considering he saw how it affected his mother, how his father hurt his mother.
Maybe he saw the fact that because we did say that we never seen a couple so much in love than Ragnar and Lagertha together, and he still cheated on her, he still broke his family, so maybe that influenced him in a bad way. We don't know, and many things could influence someone.
I choose to say that I think he tried to find someone because he thought it was expected of him, and he wasn't made to have a family. Some people aren't made to have families. Because, I mean, they prefer to have fun and go explore and just, you know, have different partners here and there, but never settle. And I don't think he was made to settle. But that's the side of him that I don't really like. So I'm glad that it wasn't at the center of this tribute. This tribute was about the other side, the fighter side.
The burden and the legacy of his name.
Yeah. On the more technical level, I really enjoyed the tribute. I think the editing was really well done. Right on cue with the song, the music that was used, and I really love when someone can, manages. I mean, a lot of people are doing that nowadays, but we come from a time where AMVs and tributes were done poorly. So nowadays, a lot of people are doing it better and better, but I still always enjoy when someone manages to mix in music and voiceovers from the show, and they managed to make it flow so well, and we don't really hear the episode. Like they took the time to make that less imposing, and it flows like it's part of the song, and it fits. I just loved it. And I think it's the first time we've seen something from VCreations? I don't remember. Maybe we saw.
I can't say.
I know Zurich is not the first time because we've seen a lot of his tributes.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we've watched one from VCreations, but very good job. Okay, so that's it for Bjorn. Next video will be about Ivar, so I'm excited for this one too.
So, see you soon, guys.
Bye!